When you say you are fighting war to keep Nigeria one, no. You fought the war as a manifestation of your incompetence in the management of the crisis that was then part of Nigerian history.
Hilarious.
I get malaria, my cancer. Behind every successful man, there's a woman at the front.
Without you, stop shaking your head. You stop shaking your head. You're one of those who are causing problems.
On action, I don't want somebody.
And daring.
Mr. President, God will ask all of us, but you will be in the front. I will say, I've told the Senate President.
Our nation remains one of the most insecure and least peaceful in the world today, making Nigeria one of the hungriest countries of the world. Nigerians now spend nearly their entire income on feeding.
We may be hungry, but we can manage our hunger.
My appeal is that you dedicate 20% of 2025, roughly 72 days, to visit each of the 36 states.
Catch the drama, feel the excitement on Straight Talk on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri with the Radio Marshal Barry Cosmas. Every weekday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Join the conversation on Straight Talk with Barry Cosmas. Straight Talk. Get straight analysis. No bending corners.
Let's be poor. Breathe.
Every day,
every hour,
every minute,
and every second.
Breaking news occur
from our villages,
in our cities,
new government policies,
the economy,
politics,
social news,
entertainment news,
security concerns.
We, the people, converge
to analyze,
separating facts from fiction,
lies and truth.
We dissect,
we integrate,
we harmonize,
we criticize,
and we bring you all the juicy details.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. It is Straight Talk.
Straight Talk.
Straight Talk on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Shall I begin? I am your host. I am your anchorman. I am the presiding bishop of this ministry, and I am awesome. My name is Barry Cosmas, the Radio Marshal, the Buruburu One on radio, the Okenze on radio, your big brother on radio. I am the main event, and I am here.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Are you ready?
All right, good morning and welcome to the program. Welcome to the midweek edition of the People's Program. It is Straight Talk all the way live here on Echo FM 100.7 here in the city of Owerri. Okay, my name is Barry Cosmas, the Radio Marshal One on radio, and today on the show, well, we will be talking about the Nigerian Senate. Yes, the Nigerian Senate. House of Commotion. All right. It's the House of Commotion, the Nigerian Senate, where Senator Natasha went to resume her duties, and she was met with security blockade. And afterwards, she forced her way inside. Now we're hearing that she's heading to court. And of course, the Senate is going to go on recess. That is not just all. The Nigerian Senate is also planning on another $21 billion loan for which the likes of Ningi are opposed to it. So today on the show, we will be taking a look at that also. So everybody, it's time for us to look at the commotion happening in the Nigerian Senate, because as it is now, if they don't want to obey the court order, according to the Natasha's camp, what exactly is the court order? Well, Adaramadu went on national TV and said the only order given by the court is that Natasha should apologize and pay 5 million. That's the only thing they see there. There's an order. We have already said a whole lot about this Natasha's matter, but we are keeping tabs with it as it's happening. So we will try to make sense out of the nonsense happening there. But it also begs the question. The Nigerian police is used again to stop people from getting into the Senate. That is what the Natasha camp was saying. They were also telling them the likes of the freedom fighter, according to her, Aisha was shouting, remember, your people were protesting yesterday because they were not paid. Tomorrow, you will be the one protesting. As funny as it is, Nigerian police, when protesters are protesting, they use Nigerian police to stop them. Now, Nigerian police retired, are protesting. We're still using the same Nigerian police to stop the police that are protesting. Oh, me, Tabo. What a bombshell, but that's what it is, man. It is time for us to go take a look at the commotion happening in Abuja, particularly this Nigerian Senate. All right, we'll give you an update of what they have done in the plenary. As they're planning to go on recess for 2 months. That means if they go on recess for 2 months, Natasha would have spent the complete 6 months suspension she was given to her, even though the court has said it was excessive and denying the constituency their legal right to be represented in the Nigerian Senate. So with all that said, let's take a look at the House of Commotion called the Nigerian Senate. All right, that's what we're taking a look at today. Also, if my guests come, I'm not going to say who he is, but if he eventually makes it up to the studio, then we will unveil the guest we are expecting today. I don't want to get caught up in the web of no show today, but definitely we are going to have a guest today if and only if he decides to show up. Nothing hinders his presence. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's always a pleasure to be with you. My name is Barry Cosmas, the Radio Marshal. This is Straight Talk. No bending corner. All right, let's take a look at the newspapers this morning. It is time for us to go take a look at the newspapers, starting with the local papers here. We'll start with the Star Post Midweek Express. The Star Post Midweek Express. Senator Anya Mons Asoluka calls on leaders to emulate his lifestyle. Imo CP cautions against violation of suspects' right dignity as CSP Shoba drills officers on human rights provisions. Human rights, Nigerian police know what it means, human rights. No, just go police station, they slap where you go receive. The human rights slap, they'll give you left one. Oh, not be the human right, it's going to be human left. Tawai. At the end of the day, that is what happens for you if you get there. Just follow us to the station very politely. When you reach station, your rights don't come out from that door. So that's exactly what a lot of people have been suffering. But definitely the Nigerian police is trying to sanitize the process. But will the active police officers ever respect human rights? That is exactly the situation on that. Still on the Star Post Express, we have Imo Poly begins admission into weekend programs for 2025 and 2026 session. All right, if you are interested in joining Imo Poly, hurry now and enroll for their evening programs or weekend programs, as I say. Still on the Star Post, Anyanwu emerges Rotary District Governor Club 9,142. I hope I got it right. I don't want to be like some governor. Not talking anything, not calling anybody name. Well, promises to deliver above expectations. Humanitarian missions. I beg Rotary Club, get the humanitarian thing with my pocket, the stuff I'm going to do humanitarian things for us. All right, a lot of people will love that kind of humanitarian promise from the Nigerian Rotary Club. Please remember our pockets. All right, we also have NPYA unveils 2025 Arts Culture Vision in grand ceremony at Owerri. All right, we also have this on Ogwago Nkwere celebrates Barrister Enyi Naya Onwegbu KSC Ebeko on his 2025 birthday. All right, that is the Commissioner for Lands, and he is 1 year older. Congratulations to Barrister Enyi Naya for happy birthday to you, sir. APC as Wangele stakeholders bullion ban joins ruling party. Away bullion ban. Okay. Doctorate degree award. Maxwell Ezelago Esquire congratulates Barrister Emma Njoku. Alvan Varsity VC. Ministerial Committee okays Lemche's reinstatement and Minister vows action. And the Rotary Club celebrates Amuche's commitment to human development. That is all on the Star Post Midweek Express. Over now to the Nigerian News Point. On the Nigerian News Point, Aisha Buhari debunks divorce rumors, says marriage to late President Buhari is intact. Nah, I'm gonna leave this family rest, Kwanu. Buhari is late. You still they talk about divorce. Said a wife divorced him. Anyway, that rumor flew certain time ago that the wife has divorced him. He has moved out of the apartment. She's living in Dubai. Why this one is here in Nigeria? Some say it's in Niger. Some say it's in London. I don't know exactly. But Aisha has come out now to say nothing like that, as Kperogi apologizes to ex-first lady over comments. Kperogi, who was talking about such things. Anyway, when the woman was first lady, you go get mine, talk that in. Foundation attracts 2 million naira for visually impaired Benue woman. That's great presidency. But the judge, please, Atiku, my brother, by 2027, you will be 81 years. Don't run. Man, I tell him, oh, don't run. That's what the judge is saying. 81-year-old person. Even Donald Trump wasn't that old. If you now stay 81 years, by the time you finish, you'll be 85 years. Guinea. Which power will you get? Your IQ thinking is going to be well different. Come on now. Okay, if you cannot be the king, be a kingmaker. That's what a lot of people are saying. Well, anyway, that story is on page 2 of the Nigerian News Point. Coalition for reserved seats for women advocacy meets in Imo. We also have wicked plot to demolish IFE Global Building. Uzodima appointees sabotaging government's effort to industrialize Imo, says industrialist. And wants governor to caution overzealous aids. All right, that story is on page 2 of the Nigerian News Point. Buhari allowed cabals take over his government. I was smuggled via backdoor to see him as PSC chairman. That is coming from Mike Okiro, former police inspector general. All right, Caveat Emptor, former ADC land, Nekede Owerri, not for sale. Former ADC land in Nekede Owerri, not for sale. That is the leading there. Another one is another Caveat Emptor. 4 different bedroom bungalows belonging to Bennett and Edua Elewechi Chinyere Amefule of Umogo, not for sale. That is warning people who are going there. I'm only taking this one because I know this one is a paid advert, because it's a warning. Do not go there and get your money wasted. 2027 Imo governorship, Mike Nwachuku restates call for Owerri zone or Krigo zones to cooperate. That is on page 7 of the Nigerian News Point. Notice of incorporation of trustees of Benin Family Association, BFA, is now out. All right, that is the much we'll be taking from the local papers here. Let's head on now to the Sun newspaper. On the Sun newspaper, we have Edo, Atiku, Wike clash over Ubi. Wike has joined them, attacking Peter Obi left, right, and center. Well, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has warned that any threat against his former presidential running mate, Mr. Peter Obi, is a threat to the entire opposition. In a tweet yesterday, Atiku said, "Let it be known that the threat against Peter Obi or any of us is a threat against all of us." AAI. That is according to Atiku Abubakar, AA. Atiku statement followed a warning by Governor Monday Okpebholo, who said Obi must not visit the state again without security clearance, where he linked a recent visit of Obi to a security breach that allegedly led to the killing of 3 people. These 3 people who will know today. They no fit tell us the people where die, where then die, when then die, how then die. Where the comment by Okpebholo made during a public event last Friday has drawn widespread criticism, with many accusing the governor of attempting to intimidate political opponents, while Governor Okpebholo has, however, reiterated that he has no regret asking the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party to seek clearance before entering the state. I beg anybody who want to go Edo State, may call government house, so but then give them clearance. Otherwise, your body go tell you anything where you sit here, your safety is not guaranteed at all. Everybody should get that very clear. It's not just Peter Obi now. We are now extending it to everybody. Well, so Wike, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, who was the guest of honor at the commission of a new Edo Line Transport Service, backed Governor Okpebholo on security protocols for high-profile Nigerians like the former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi. He insisted that high-profile Nigerians like Peter Obi need to inform the governor of any state about his visit to ensure his security is guaranteed. Well, he noted that when Obi visited him while he was the governor of Rivers State, he secured a permit before embarking on that journey. He wondered why he did not observe the same protocol when he visited Edo. That was during the election, Ogami. Commissioning the fleet of bus, Wike warned those blowing the statement out of proportion to stop playing politics with governor's comment, stressing that he strongly aligns himself with the Edo State governor. Wike, why you not going to align? The minister apologized to the people of the state for supporting and working to ensure that Godwin Obaseki became the governor of the state. So now Godwin Obaseki is now a villain. All right, we also have How the Devil Almost Took My Life. Singer Chidinma Ekile is talking music icon Ozzy Osbourne dies at 76. Psycho fans around Tinubu misleading him. That's according to Adamu Garba. All right, to the sporting scene of the Sun newspaper. WAFCON, that is the Women African Cup of Nations. Nigerian Super Falcons, they don't tell South Africa, get out of here, man, get out of here, up nose to the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Woo-hoo! The Nigerian Super Falcons have qualified for the finals of the WAFCON tournament after defeating South Africa 2-1, courtesy of the beautiful ladies from the white-green nation. All right, we have that particular story on the Daily Sun. You can go grab it. For those of you who missed that match, I can tell you missed a lot. It was a tension-soaked match where the South Africans also scored through a penalty. Nigeria's first goal was through a penalty. Ajibade put that one to rest. Nigeria, South Africa, 2-1. Now, Falcons set for Morocco, and of course, the WAFCON final clash after South Africa hurdle. It's Morocco versus the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Bring the trophy home, girls. Bring it back home. And we're always telling a story. Still on the sporting, let's just give you some sporting news as it is. Well, Chelsea is open to transfer of Simon. That's coming to almost every sport out there. They're saying Chelsea wants to sign the Simeon from, the RB Leipzig. It's open. They have started negotiation. Yesterday, the negotiation between club and club started after completing the negotiation between the player and the club. Why is Chelsea going for that man? Well, there's a loophole in the middle of the pack. Again, we are also hearing that Real Madrid don't carry the problem come again. Real Madrid wants to take Enzo Fernandez, and they are offering up to £150 million. That is allegedly, of course, because at the end of the day, the Chelsea has not even said anything concerning that. But from the report we are getting is that Enzo Fernandez has accepted to go to Real Madrid. Mona tell that boy where they call Enzo. We don't suffer for them for 2 years. Now when don't begin pick for me, say one go Madrid, I no catch him. I go flog and 24 strokes. Mona tell him that one, Chelsea will know they play. All right. We also have news from Old Trafford, Equins Red. They say the Red Devils, they have slashed their demand for a Garnacho, and the asking price is now 40 million. Mona for keep him for 80 million now. They say 70 to 80 million. Who won't buy Garnacho? They don't come down to 40 million. Still, other one are just attempt Chelsea come back. Hey, we don't need mind you problem. Mona keep him. Hold on there. All the Blues fans, Garnacho, find your way, go another place. Now, Rashford has now joined Barcelona. Of course, he took a 15% pay cut to join Barcelona. He was also at the Nou Camp yesterday, touring the facilities of that. Well, Arsenal have also reached a total agreement with Gyökeres. This Gyökeres, Arsenal fans don't burn their tire. Ay, Jesus Christ. You need to see where Arsenal fans decide whether they don't finish Gyökeres, every one of them, after they carry phone, Gyökeres. He never finished, but they don't do the agreement. Now it's club and club. You know, that's Sporting Lisbon of Portugal. That club, people like say they done the worst past Tottenham to do a business with them. And that's exactly the situation there. The Atlanta in a tug of war over Lookman. That is the reigning African Footballer of the Year. Ademola Lookman of Nigeria currently plays for Atlanta, but the Inter are struggling to get him from Atlanta. All right, and of course, Nigeria goalkeeper Okoye banned over betting scandal. Hey, Bet Nigeria don't carry this one, carry him while I go. Isaac demands Magpies pay rise. Well, you either pay me well or let me go. Remember, there was a rumor that Liverpool wanted to sign Isaac for £120 million, but that didn't materialize because I've gone ahead to sign Ekitake. I've been waiting to call the Ekitakite. I've been waiting to call it Kontakinte. Who knows? Well, he is now signed by Great Reds of Liverpool. Anyway, those are the sporting highlights I can bring for you on the show. For those of you who want sporting stories, I hope you're happy now. Thank you. All right, let's move on now to the These Days newspaper. On the These Days newspaper, P&ID, I have struggled to accept what happened, says UK judge who overturned $11 billion award. All right, Senate approves Tinubu's $21.5 billion global loan request. Now, this is the commotion I was talking about. In a commotion, don't worry, we'll hear from Ningi as he was asking questions. The Senate did not even ask before approving this one. Now, I also want to bring you, anyway, when we talk about this, I'll give you more details on this particular one. Just punctually. Dangote, Nigeria, other African countries losing $90 billion market opportunities to continued fuel import through. Yes, after they'll say monopoly. You like to prefer to go and buy from the foreign people and bring to us to consume, an oil-producing nation. Yet, our 4 refineries owned by government, they know they work. Even the private one that is working, you still prefer to go and import. Oh, me tabo. Yeah, later, somebody will tell me, say, monopoly. After they will say that they help and build the refinery. They know what happened. Who has even tried to build the refinery that they didn't help? Anyway, Dangote, well, keep going, keep employing, and keep soaring higher. UN Secretary General Guterres predicts end of fossil fuel. Okay. After you use fossil fuel, build an industrialized nation. When I want to stop them, it not go work. Women empowerment. Anyway, Donald Trump has said, drill, baby, drill. They want to start drilling fuel that is landing in America now. Let me see who go stop them. Women empowerment. Lagos unveils roadmap to break barrier hindering development. Well, according to the Disney newspaper, amid efforts to contain price pressure, CBN retain all monetary policy parameters. Those are the news on the Disney newspaper. Of course, we also have a presidency, APC tackle ADC over Buhari's burial for political image laundering claim. And a Nigerian GDP grew by 3.13%. That was another one. Natasha arrives National Assembly amidst tight security. Fuji House of Commotion called Nigerian Senate. We'll talk about that later on. And we have CBN retains MPR at 27.50%. That is marginal propensity to retain from the CBN is now 27 naira 50 kobo. That is exactly what it means. Now, what I mean by that is 27.50%. That is the MPR that determines the interest rate, the borrowing rate from the banks. This is all geared towards stabilizing the naira that has refused to be stabilized. Have you noticed that for the past 3 days now, since after that claim of Nigeria has gained last week Friday, it has been Nigeria is losing. They don't give Nigeria naira waka shake. All those kind of things still moving on. All right, let's take our final story before we bring you in to the picture. The Punch newspaper now. Yes, let's head on to the Punch newspaper. APC may pick Ganduje's successor at a make or break neck meeting. APC may pick Ganduje's successor at make or break neck meeting. That is what they are saying. All right, still on the Punch newspaper, ADC boys over Tinubu's endorsement by Adeleke and Onyilola. Adeleke of PDP don't go endorse Tinubu. Wahala de I dey see danger, wahala de. Senator case Tinubu's 21 billion foreign loans again. The more we dey talk about loan, no borrow, the more they go to 21 billion. And if you hear what they say they want to do for that loan, later I will give you the details. All right. Israel protests in Tel Aviv over Gaza food shortages. Oh boy. NNPCL list achievement as Ojulari clocks 100 days in office. What did I achieve? All right. You want to know those achievements? Grab a copy of the Punch newspaper, get more details. Abia governor set to set up committee to revisit pension issues. God bless OT. Yes, revisit that issue. Pensioners are suffering. Police, they collect 14,000 as pension, 20,000, 18,000, 22,000. As a retired assistant superintendent of police. Oh, me trouble. All right, that is what is happening. We also have Jigawa governor signs his bar board bill into law. Amechi's wife challenges Wike over 4 billion naira NDDC funds. Recall that Wike accused the wife of Rotimi Amechi, saying she was taking 4 billion naira every month NDDC fund for women empowerment and all those craziness. The woman now has come out to challenge him. Oh yeah, produce the document to where she say they collect that money. All right, the wife of former Governor Rotimi Amechi of Rivers State, Judith Amechi, has denied allegations that she received 4 billion naira monthly from the Niger Delta Development Commission, as alleged by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, yes, on week. Well, speaking through her media aide, Dr. D.K. Bekwele, in a statement on Tuesday, Mrs. Amechi challenged Wike to make public his version of the forensic audit report on the NDDC, where either she or her non-governmental organization Empowerment Support Initiative was indicted. Remember, Wike said, if you check this thing and this money no there, he go resign. Oh yeah, Wike publish am, make we see the money. If you don't publish am, I begin resign, they go house. Yes, that's what they tell you now. Wike, they hear me, so I don't tell you this one now. If you don't publish am, now this is a challenge. You don't like to challenge people, they don't challenge you. Wike, publish am, make we know whether not true. You talk, I be just a blow like that. We don't want to hear another lie. You know who he be. I don't talk anybody, I don't call anybody name. Anyway, that's what it is. Well, Wike, in an interview on Channels Television, had alleged that Mrs. Amechi was receiving 4 billion naira monthly from the interventionist agency through her NGO. Well, during the interview, the FCT minister asked President Bola Tinubu to publish the forensic audit report of the NDDC, adding that if his claims was not true, he would resign as minister. Wike, oh yeah, publish up or resign. That is the ultimatum you gave to yourself. It wasn't me that gave it to you. All right, still on the Punch newspaper. Electricity Act fallout. Gencos, discuss, and this Gencos and discuss, or discuss and Gencos, the rage as state begin tariff cuts. When I go vex, tire. All right, the Enugu State started this one. Imo State, when I go start on our own tariff cost, I beg. Imo State, please start your own tariff courts, because as the Jenkos and Discos attacked the Enugu State over its move on Monday, the state insisted on its decision, stressing that it followed all required processes to arrive at a new 160 per kilowatts per hour. All right, the power tariff in band A consumers, okay, from 200 plus to 160 on account of X. Why? Why? Jenkos and Jinkos. I've been at Jinkos and what did they call the other one? Jenkos and Discos. That is generation electricity companies of Nigeria and the distribution companies are getting angry because state government of Enugu State have reduced the tariff. Oh, miserable. What does that tell you? It tells you that these people are deliberately just stifling the people. They stifle you out of your money and they feel good about it. Now that the state government is coming in to make life a little bit bearable for people, you are complaining. Why are you complaining? If you don't want to do the business, pack your load and go. Pack your load and go. Very simple. Give the business to another person. Waka. Is it a crime? I didn't hear Buhari or Tom defense stance on Benue insecurity. U.S. immigration hike fees for asylum and work permits. The gold card of Donald Trump. Remember, if you want to get a green card, go and invest or buy that gold card for $5 million. Oh, me trouble. When a businessman is on the saddle, you will know. 2027, fresh LP crisis as Obi rejects Dati Abure peace deal. And NAS showdown. Natasha faces police blockade today. That was yesterday. This news came in a little late. That news is kind of late. All right, everybody. It's time for you now to holla. Be part of the conversation. Let's review the newspapers together. These are the headlines from the newspapers we have assembled for you today. Now it's time for you to react to any of the stories you've heard. Also, on the Punch newspaper, 15 killed in Israeli strike, and says Gaza Civil Defense is saying that. Okay, humans are smart AI at Math Olympiad. Which human is that? Well, the AI was made by a human, so there's no way it can be more intelligent than a human. Global market brace for Trump August 1 tariff deadline. 0911 20,022 or 0707 454 1014. Those are the numbers to call. Everybody, let's go there. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Barry Cosmas, the Buruburu on air.
I greet you. I greet you, especially the Radio General.
Yes, for those who doesn't know me, I'm PJP, the Radio General for Modo. Thank you very much.
Welcome aboard, sir.
Yes, my own brother. It's a terrible situation that we are facing in Nigeria. I knew, and I mentioned it on one of these radios, that yesterday we are going to watch drama in Senate, yes, and it happened. I knew very well that they would never allow that woman to come in, and it happened. Now, the question is, which way forward? Are they expecting the 6 months to be completed, or are they trying to tell us that that woman will not come back again to Senate? This is what we will never know now. Now, as for Wike with his own accusation, when we open mouth and say something, we should wait for you to be able to, prove it. Let him prove that accusation, because if it is true that that woman was actually taking such money for NBC, it's not a good thing. They should prosecute her. But if it is not true, the woman should take Wike to court. Thank you, Admin, the Radio General.
Thank you, the Radio General. All right, let's take another caller. Good morning. Are you serious? That shall not flash me, says the Lord. All right, keep the calls coming, 0911 20,022. Good morning. Good morning, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Call back if you can. Let's get another caller. Good morning.
Barry, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Barry. I'm calling from Mechanic Village, Georgie.
Carry go, my brother.
Yes, Barry, I want to ask you one question.
Okay.
Senate, Natasha case, is it between senators or between federal government or between Akpabio?
Natasha came to the Senate to represent his people who voted for her. It has not to do with Nigerian government. The Nigerian government does not run Senate. The Senate is run by elected officials, and they are led by Akpabio. Whatever happens in the Nigerian Senate, Akpabio is in charge. So whatever happens, leave Nigerian government out of it.
Okay, like what at the condition Natasha is facing today, we some man being the Senate President Akpabio, is he not supposed to step aside until they finish the case? And they step aside. They said Natasha should go home and spend 6 months before coming back, while Akpabio is still in the house. And what of tomorrow they discover that what Natasha is saying is true? What will be the fate of Akpabio?
All right, that is a question he needs to answer himself, not me, because definitely, yes, that's a question he needs to answer.
Why is it that Tinubu still keep quiet? He keep quiet at the time of River State governor until the time he comes out is to suspend the governor and leave Wike. And this time around, he keep quiet, pretend as if he doesn't know what is happening. And even his wife, being a woman, that's supposed to come out. Say, my husband, this one is my fellow woman. Let us go deep and find out whether if it is true. And the same wife, he said that his pastor, keep quiet. Tinubu keep quiet. And they are now rubbishing Natasha. And that shows us that we are in war. We are in one chance. We enter one chance motto in this Nigeria.
All right.
Thank
you, my brother. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Barry Cosmas.
I greet you. You're fine. Go ahead.
God bless you. I want to ask a question.
Yeah?
Is Akpabio a senator?
Of course he is.
Elected or purchased?
Whatever you mean, he is a senator. I don't know what you mean by those ones.
No, you need to answer the question so that I will tell you what I want to tell you.
Well, he's elected.
Is he a senator by elected or by purchase?
Whichever way, I don't know what you mean by purchase.
Okay. The last time I checked, Akpabio bought presidential ticket and not a senatorial ticket.
Okay.
Lawan, the same thing.
Well,
now they are in the Senate.
They are legally in the Senate because they didn't go there they didn't jump into the Senate. The Nigerian court granted them that Senate seat.
Okay. APC and the Nigerian court, they do what they like. And that is why Akpabio is doing what he likes.
Yeah.
If he's elected like Oti in Abia State, I believe that he's doing his work.
Okay.
Yes, because he purchased the thing, and now he's doing what he likes to please his master that also stole the mandate of Pitobi. That is why they rubbish the judiciary. If you see a lawyer now, you will not be happy with him because of his his profession, the way they treat people in this country. The people are now hating lawyers the way they hated the police because of the actions. Just look at the judiciary, how they rubbish our judiciary. They pocketed our judiciary. That is why they do anything they like. What did Nigeria do? What did she do? Nothing. Now they are frustrating the entire constituency. It's very unfortunate that we see ourselves in this mess. And I pray that 2027 we'll get it back and get it right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Fine Sanazi, for your message. Let's go to our Facebook and get you some messages. We have Uchina Onukogu. He says, gracias, Mr. Barry. Onukogu Uchina from Ogoma. Okay. He said, Natasha and National Assembly until Nigeria strengthen her constitution and institutions to match with the current challenges and realities, conflicting judgments, and court order is always their expectation as politicians will continue to make caricature of the judiciary What a country. May God save Nigeria. That is the gospel to Uchenna there. We also have Sanity Ifeanyi Chukwu. He says, good morning, big brother Barry. You are looking good. Oh. Thank you very much. He says, I'm Comrade Anonye Ifeanyi Chukwu, Fikisman from Umaga Obosima in Ohaji Egbema LGA. As for, he says, where is this message? Dancing and jumping to. Okay, as far as this government is concerned, nothing good will come out from it. We will keep on hearing unexpected that and add more salt to the injury. We only need God's intervention in time like this. Thank you very much, Sanity Ifeanyi Chukwu. And we have Julie Stainless. He says, good morning, my majestic Barry. On Senator Natasha Akpabio judiciary, it's a pity that Nigerians are watching the APC-led government drag a great country like Nigeria into the mud. No more obedience to the rule of law because the judiciary has lost its pride. The country, okay, yes, he says the country that blunders and continue in many facets of life in our country, the end cannot be foreseen until APC is arrested, overtaken, and silenced. Action must be matched with words. The world is amazed watching the drama in Nigeria. See what happened yesterday at the National House of Assembly, really house of commotion. What a big shame. Isn't it? Lady Jury Nasike sent in that one. All right, thank you very much. Dr. Mrs. Simao Labora from Owerri. He says, this government has succeeded in mortgaging the future of our children and those in the womb of time through excessive borrowing with absolutely nothing to show for it. Are we borrowing for consumption or production? We are borrowing for debt servicing and frivolous spending. We are borrowing in hard currency and we pay back in hard currencies, putting our finances under pressure. And the rubber-stamped Senate keep approving everything the president brings to their table. What had happened to the savings from subsidy? Why can't government cut down high cost of governance and flamboyant spending? Oh, God. Do we continue in this vicious cycle? What a question. So alarming and worrisome. That is according to Dr. Mrs. Udma Olebra. Chief Ben Okwonu from Awaka sent in this one saying that the Nigerian Senate can best be described as a theater of the absurd. Oh boy, oh Yimbo. Our upper chamber is replete with men with gerontocratic ideas, okay? Gerontocratic ideas, unable to come up with legislation that can move the nation forward. Hence, it recurs to continuous intimidation and a suppression of dissenters. Truth cannot be suppressed forever. Emeka Dinkpa. He says, very good morning, Dinkpa Emeka from Umualumaku in Ehimembano, Bodo 1. Why I said yesterday that is what is going comes around, okay? What goes around comes around, definitely. Concerning retired police officers. But Aisha Yusufu gave it to them yesterday. She even told them that she can see the shame on their faces because Akpabio and co. are using the police officers as slaves. Nigerian constitutions are made for Nigerians to obey. Mr. Barry, Akpabio and co. should understand that power cannot be in their hands forever. We also have this one. Ifeanyi Ejim Konye and E. Ejima. If it's Okpebolo should watch his statement against Peter Obi because there is a saying that when arrogance and pride comes first, downfall follows. A governor that couldn't even pronounce figures of budget estimate of his state, a boy that cannot in any way compare with Obi is boldly banning Obi from entering Edo State because he sees himself as Edo governor. He should know that he cannot remain there as Edo governor forever. History and social media will remind him his statement when he's out of power. Secondly, what do you expect to hear from Wike if not supporting Ekpebolo's statement against Peter Obi? Bets of same federal group of failures. That is exactly the message where you sent it. Ifeanyi Ejim Konye. All right, okay. Ben Okwanu also sent this one from Awaka. He says, Barry, Mr. Barry, up to now, I have waited in vain trying to get response from the Southeast political leaders in condemnation of Okpebolo's outburst against His Excellency Mr. Peter Gregory Obi. For a man who can't tell insecurity from security, a man who can't tell billions from millions, whose academic and cognitive quotient is rather suspect, coming out boldly against Obi and seemingly getting away with it. Isn't that absurd? Well, that is a message according to Chief Ben Okwano from Awaka. All right, thank you very much for sending your message. Let's, okay, there's still time to take some calls. Good morning. Oh, we lost that one. Good morning to you. Hello.
Good morning. Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, my brother. Welcome aboard. Name and submission.
Okay, this is Mr. Okere. I'm calling from Amakoya.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Barry.
Sir?
Our people have one culture. I mean, our people from the Southeast. We are good at criticizing.
Okay.
Blame, blames, mentioning names, causing it. Then, Barry, what do you understand by politics? In politics, politics means you can do anything.
Guinea, what happened? Sorry, call back if you can. No, be me caught you. All right. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Barry, my very good brother and friend.
Good morning to you.
My name is Chief Jude and I usually call from Do Cheese in Imo State, and this morning I'm doing exactly so.
Okay.
Well, I want to talk about APC holding her Congress, holding her next meeting to replace Ganduje.
Okay.
And I want to tell anybody who cares to know that knowing APC for what they are, this, next meeting will eventually hold with the election of somebody that will actually replace Ganduje at the end of the day without any rancor. Contrary to the views of some people that that it is going to be a make or my affair. I want to completely take exception to that. Knowing APC for what they are, a party that believes in the rule of law, a party that actually handles her internal problems amicably and quietly without anybody knowing about it. Quite unlike what is obtainable in some other opposition politics.
I don't want that.
Okay. Without any problem. And at the end of the day, those who are actually insinuating that is going to be a make or meeting, we bury their heads in shame. While APC will continue to grow in leaps and bounds until they win all the elections in 2027. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Very good. I don't know how much I pay you. Good morning. Hello? All right, we lost that one. Let's take another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Barry. Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome aboard the senior citizen, Mazuzama.
Thank you so much, Barry. Not from the angle you expect,
okay,
Barry, but because you have been dealing with this matter, sometimes at the marginal note or footnote, not the main pieces. Barry, I want to ask you to do something for all of us who listen to you or to your program. Barry,
sir,
from when Obasanjo came into office, how the chairman of PDP, Audu, was removed. To Jonathan, to Buhari, to the present government. Please find such information that will encourage anybody to support a presidential system Nigeriana, a presidential system in Nigeria. Can you please find such basis to promote a presidential system, a dictatorship, a type of monarchy in Nigeria? The Patriots have said, I'm commenting on what you just think you read. They said you cannot continue to amend this constitution. The constitution does not lend itself to any amendment. It's unacceptable. It must be changed. And those who are promoting parties, who think that the dictatorship is what you need and you call it democracy, that is in what way? A young woman won an election. You are taking her from representing the people. The same law that brought you in and you call yourself distinguished. You have never even addressed her as distinguished. And you ascribe distinguished to yourself. So in the Senate, you have distinguished and undistinguished and undistinguishable senators. Is that correct? Is that not what they are saying? Barry, please, whatever you are saying or your contributors are saying, Party A, Party B, I'm a senior citizen. It doesn't matter whether you have 2 million parties or 3 parties. Let's tell ourselves the truth. This presidential system that enables how many men in the Senate, approved, and we all become debtors. Not debtors in men, but debtors in whether it's pound sterling or dollar, whatever currency. That's who is going to pay this. You know, one day you become a grandfather, and you are living there for your grandchildren. And some people are saying it is good for them. What are they getting from this system? We must, yes. You have watched the Prime Minister's question time in the British Parliament.
Yeah.
The man in charge of British Parliament is the Speaker, not the Prime Minister. The rebels, the people they call rebels, in the same party with the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister, you cannot do this. He went to negotiate with them. And the rebels are talking about the interest of the citizens of Great Britain. I don't know whether you appreciate what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The same party with the Prime Minister, you are wrong. We are on the side of the people. But in this government, in this presidential, who is on the side of the people of Nigeria? And let me ask you, you must know. You have to answer. Who is on the side of the Nigerian people? I'm not talking of the masses. I'm talking of the Nigerian people. Who is presenting their interests? Who is presenting their interests? Who is defending their interests? Sorry. The presidential system must know. Let those who support what is going on tell us the advantages of having 21 billion naira and another billion in dollars. When you say you are getting so much money, having removed the oil subsidy, you get so much money and you increase the debt you are owing. Very good afternoon.
Thank you.
Senior citizen,
Thank you, the senior citizen, for your contribution. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Brother Barry.
Welcome, Dr. John.
Yes, Dr. John calling from Akwakuma this morning. Back to Natasha issue.
Okay.
I was so pleased yesterday watching Natasha going to the Senate. Apparently, in reaction to the fact that the Senate refused to call her back. And that is good in the sense that at least she has obeyed part of the court's judgment. She resumed and locked her out. I think it's giving her a grounds now to go back to court.
Yeah.
Yes, because if she hadn't done that, she wouldn't have the grounds to go back to court. She's now going back to court to ask, you gave a ruling and I'm obeyed it. And I was turned back. So I'm just been wondering whether it is abnormal for being Tanyanko who gave that ruling to come out plainly and let the nation know clearly what her ruling was.
Well, I think I've asked that question, and I got a good briefing that the judge has given a judgment that she cannot go and act on it anymore. The lawyers know what the judgment is. They're just trying to play pranks, unless somebody goes back to the court to seek interpretation. So that is the only way they can do that.
Then it behoves on the president of our country, as the last man who should uphold integrity, uphold the judgment of the courts, to make a pronouncement. And he's keeping quiet, which means he's complicit in all this that is going on. And I talked about this middle course judgment that is a trend now. When the federal government is involved and there's no way out, and apparently the federal government is in deadlock with such a situation, you find judges and justices coming up with what I call this middle course verdict that gives lacuna for the federal government and its agency, the National Assembly and the like, to interpret it the way they see. It's not the best for our country, and it's affecting our democracy. Judgment will come to them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. John. All right, we just have a few more minutes to wrap up the newspaper review. Thank you all for joining us, for your messages and everything. We'll just take one final caller, who is going to be my last caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Comrade F. Agba, finally you are here.
Thank you very much. There is no doubt that we are not running presidential system of government.
We are running barbaric government. We are running a government that has no rules. It is not even hard. Even in primitive societies, the kings obey their law. But in Nigeria, the laws are not meant to be obeyed. And another thing too is that when we were young, we were taught that honesty is the best policy. Today, we are being told that by Nigerian leaders that dishonesty is the best policy. How can you increase the price of petrol and organize the economy and still borrowing? How can you say that a court judgment saying that what you did is wrong? That you are trying, he didn't give you order. If a person does something and is said to be not to be right, is it not wrong ab initio? That person not be paid all her salaries later. When you pay her salaries and it didn't represent the people, are you not creating fraud? Are you not fraudulent? Why not allow her to represent the people it's supposed to represent? However, in support of Nukumaze, as an elder too, of the Nigerian, if Nigeria wants to be well governed, they have no option than to go to democratic rule rather than this primitive, unbridled dictatorship. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Comrade Efayagba, for your continuous support to this program. All right, it's time for us to take a short break, and when we come back, we will definitely continue with the conversation. It's time for us to go and have that conversation with everybody. All right, I'm being told that my guest has arrived, and we will be settling him now as we take this short break to have that wonderful conversation. Everybody, stick around, don't touch your dial. This is Straight Talk, and we will be right back.
Echo FM.
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
Echo FM.
It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7.
Nobody else, no. I know you poison deep in my soul, but I don't believe you.
right, welcome back to the show. This is the news update at 10. Here are the latest stories we are keeping tabs on. The federal government has announced that all school-based senior school certificate examinations will be conducted through computer-based testing (CBT) centers by 2026. This move will involve using both public and private-owned centers, aiming to enhance transparency and reduce examination malpractice. Education Minister Tunji Alausa praised NECO for its smooth operations and stated that the shift to CBT is the future of assessments. NECO Registrar Professor Dantani Wushishi said the council is prepared for the transition and urged governments to invest in the infrastructure needed to support the rollout nationwide. The Commissioner of Police in Imo State, Aboke Danjuma, has directed officers to strictly respect the rights of citizens and suspect during their operation. He emphasized that upholding fundamental rights is essential to gaining public trust and improving policing outcomes. CP Danjuma also echoed the Inspector General's commitment to professionalism and community-focused policing. He encouraged residents to report any misconduct, assuring that disciplinary actions will be taken against any officer found guilty of rights violations. A new bill introduced in the House of Representatives seeks to bar public servants from using private schools and hospitals. The proposed law is designed to restore public confidence in government-run institutions and ensure civil servants experience the services they administer. The bill's sponsor, Honorable Amobi Oga, argued that the allied preference for private services undermines public sector development. He urged the media and citizens to support the legislation and help foster a national shift towards strengthening local public systems. Nigeria has missed out on a $1.3 billion opportunity under the African Union's Single African Air Transport Market, SAATM, due to the lack of international transit hubs. The development is a setback for the country's aviation and economic integration goals. Although Nigeria is a signatory to the SAATM agreement, aviation experts say the absence of dedicated transit zones limits Nigeria's potential to serve as a regional hub. SAATM aims to liberalize air transport and boost tourism, trade, and connectivity across Africa. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Nentangwe Yilwata, has disclosed that no fewer than 3,160 persons have been displaced following the recent killings in Yelwa community in Benue State. The minister stated this during an interview on Arise News morning show on Tuesday. Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani has launched the first phase of the Qatar Sanabil project, which provides housing, education, healthcare, and commercial services to victims of banditry in the state. The initiative is part of efforts to rebuild lives and communities affected by violence. Governor Sani described the project as a deeply personal milestone and praised its humanitarian impact implemented in partnership with Qatar Charity. The project represents a holistic approach to restoring dignity and economic stability to displaced residents. And in sports, Nigerian Super Falcons have advanced to the final of the Women African Cup of Nations after defeating South Africa Bayana 2-1 in a tightly contested semi-final. Rashidat Ajibade scored for Nigeria in the first half via a penalty, with South Africa equalizing on the second. Both teams pressed hard for a winner, but Nigerians held strong in the final stages to seal victory. The result keeps the Super Falcons' dream of another continental title alive as they prepare for the final showdown in their quest for glory. And in business, the Bank of Agriculture says it has digitalize most of its operations to improve access to funding for farmers, especially smallholders. Managing Director Ayo Sotinri stated that the move is part of a broader strategy to address food insecurity and increase agricultural export under AFCFTA. Sotirin explained that farmers can now open accounts and apply for loans online through a simplified platform. He added that the BOA is exploring partnership with other institutions to unlock more financing options across the agriculture value chain. And on the foreign scene, the European Union has allocated 1.5 million euros in humanitarian assistance to victims of the crisis in Yelwata and other affected areas in Benue State. The support aims to provide urgent relief and promote long-term recovery for internally displaced persons. EU Ambassador Gautier Mignot called for greater collaborations between government and private actors to address humanitarian needs. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Professor Nenwata Yelwata, revealed that an anticipatory response fund is being developed to improve crisis response nationwide. And that's all for the news update at 10 as edited by Benjamin Joseph. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's Echo FM. On our X handle, it's at Echo FM_Owerri. On Instagram and YouTube, Echo FM 100.7. You can also listen to us anywhere in the world by clicking on www.echofm.net or search Echo FM on Radio Garden, and you can listen to us anywhere in the world. And news update as edited by Benjamin Joseph, brought to you from the studios of Echo FM.
Echo FM.
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
Live from the Eastern Heartland, Echo FM 100.7 brings you engaging conversation on trending news.
The federal government to sort whatever issue they are having with ASU.
And by December this year, 4,000 MOUs will be employed in Europe.
It's explosive.
Well, first of all, we must understand that war in itself is a display of anarchy. When you talk about war, that is lawlessness at its peak. When you say you are fighting war to keep Nigeria one, no. You fought the war as a manifestation of your incompetence in the management of the crisis that was then part of Nigerian history.
Hilarious.
I get malaria, my cancer. Behind every successful man, there's a woman at the front.
Stop shaking your head. You stop shaking your head. You're one of those who are causing problems.
On action,
and daring.
Mr. President, God will ask all of us, but you will be in the front. I will say, I've told the Senate President.
Our nation remains one of the most insecure and least peaceful in the world today, making Nigeria one of the hungriest countries of the world. Nigerians now spend nearly their entire income on feeding.
We may be hungry, but we can manage our hunger.
My appeal is that you dedicate 20% of 2025, roughly 72 days, to visit each of the 36 states.
Catch the drama, feel the excitement on Straight Talk on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri with the Radio Marshal Barry Cosmas. Every weekday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Join the conversation on Straight Talk with Barry Cosmas. Straight Talk. Get straight analysis. No bending corners.
Let's be poor. Breathe.
All right, welcome back to the show. It's time for us now to go talking. Well, I told you earlier at the beginning of this program that we are expecting a McQueen guest on the show today, and here he has arrived. And of course, we have the pleasure of having him in the studios of Echo FM. All right, everybody, call your friends, call your enemies, because you don't want to miss any of this one now. It's going to be all in one. All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Straight Talk live on Echo FM with the Radio Marshal, Barry Cosmas, the good one on radio. And today we have the pleasure of hosting finally one of the very big boys in town, where we have the honor of hosting Honorable Uche Onyagocha, former SSG to Imo State government. Good morning and welcome, Honorable.
Good morning.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
How's it been?
Good.
It's been a while we've had you everywhere, but these days you're everywhere.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back, sir. Of course, we're not forgetting the one and only, the Querist on radio, Comrade Chief or Chief Comrade Salvatore Amadi. He's here, finally. I've been waiting for you since morning. That's why I say finally. You're supposed to be here by 9 o'clock.
Barry, Cosmos, the usual, all things being Nigerian, the usual Nigerian thing happened that prevented me from being here at 9 o'clock. All the same, it is my joy and happiness and pleasure to be here with you this beautiful morning once again.
Welcome, Chief Comrade Salvatore Amadi. He is the publisher of the National News Blast newspaper based here in Owerri and a seasoned journalist. Of course, we have today we are going to be focusing our conversation with Honorable Uche Onyagocha, who is a founding member of the coalition. I hope that's correct.
Yes.
All right. So the coalition has come. You have officially resigned from the PDP.
Over 1 year ago.
Over 1 year ago. So, right. That is now clear. Everybody, you've had it from the horse's mouth. Those of you who keep asking me, has he resigned? He's here. Honorable Uche Onyagocha is now. Are you a full-fledged member of the ADC now, or
yes,
just the coalition?
I'm a member of ADC.
All right.
I left PDP formally. I'm now a formal member of ADC.
All right. So let's talk about the coalition first, because that's what everybody wants to hear. Now, the coalition has come. What exactly are we expecting from the coalition? How did you even come up with this whole thing that everybody is now rushing to the ADC and still remaining in their party? So how do you explain? That's the confusion a lot of people want to get clarification on.
Well, everybody wants to be sure in what direction the ADC is going, because there is a mindset that we must have real change this time around.
Okay.
It should not be the kind of change APC promised and failed to deliver.
Okay.
And most people, I want to tell you honestly, are anchoring this change on Peter Obi.
Okay.
So they want to be sure that ADC will give their ticket to Peter Obi. They are not anticipating that the ticket will be given to Atiku or any other person for that matter, because Peter is the real change agent as of today. He is the one, everybody who is magneting and galvanizing the rest of Nigerians for a change. And he's the person who has got the message to move Nigeria forward at this point. He is the person every other person is afraid of contesting the election against. Even Tinubu is afraid of contesting against him. So all the people who are moving to ADC, who are standing by the side, are watching to see whether ADC will actually give their ticket to Peter Obi, because Peter is like MTN everywhere you go.
All right, that's a good way of describing Peter. Well, you've said that, but it's kind of a little confusing because they tout the coalition Atiku-led coalition. Why do we have that nomenclature if it is today? Now, we hear from the government, a lot of people say they are using that because they don't want to contest against Peter Obi. But I don't know how through that is. Atiku is gearing up to contest. So, and they said they are going to do a free primary. And we know how Nigerian primaries go. So, is it not contradictory to what we already know?
No. I believe that at the end of the day, Atiku will see the reason why he has to be a statesman and be the leader of the party. He shouldn't be contesting for president at the age of 80. And he has had several opportunities in the past. And the truth remains that all the time Atiku has contested for president, he has had wonderful support from the Southeast. In 2019, when he contested for president, he won all the Southeast states, all without exception, clearly, when Peter Obi was his vice president. When he contested with Obasanjo for president in 1999 and 2003, he cleared the Southeast states. So this is time for Atiku to respect the Southeast, to show love to Southeast by not contesting against Peter.
Is this sharing that sentiment now?
He has no choice.
He has no choice.
He has no choice at all. He has no choice.
Oh, well,
that's better wake up to it.
That's a strong word, because if you say he has no choice and he's telling everybody that he's contested, so how do we reconcile that?
Well, I believe that there are people encouraging him to contest, but the truth remains now that the period 2023 to 2028, for 8 years from 2023, will be period for the Southeast to for the South to produce the president of Nigeria.
Okay.
And Tinubu is taking 4 years of that. There is no way Atiku can be used to replace the remaining 4 years meant for the South. That's why everybody is asking the ADC to zone the presidency to the South. We are not saying zone it to the Southeast, so that people will not think that Peter is being too selfish. Zone it to the South, which is the legitimate area where the presidency should be for 8 years from the year 2023. And at the end of the 8-year period, it will now go to the North, which means whoever wins the election from the South, be he Peter Obi or whosoever, will only be president for a period of 4 years. And I believe that Atiku knows he's running against this tide, insisting on running for this election. And he's going to wake up to it. There is no way he can be the candidate of this.
Is this a view shared by the North as a whole, the coalition, I mean, the entire Northern delegates coming, the likes of the Sokoto, Tambuwal, and the rest of them, because they're all joining. Remember what happened during the last primary election in the PDP circuit as at that time, when towards the dying minute, Tambuwal came on the podium to say, I have resided and I say all my supporters got Atiku. Are we not going to have a similar play again this time around?
Tambuwal was my colleague in the House of Reps, and I'm sure he does understand that these days people are no longer afraid of pushing for their rights. I worked with him when we fought against third term, and the reason we fought against third term at that time was to allow the North to enjoy their opportunity of producing the president of Nigeria, because we set out to stop Obasanjo for going for the third time. So Tambuwal knows he cannot come to me, look me into the eyes and ask me to support Atiku. He knows if he says it, he's talking something.
Okay, just before I leave this matter up, Atiku knew it was a turn of the South, yet he contested against Bola Tinubu and Peter during the last 2023 election. Who's to say he's not going to do the same again?
Well, at that time, the game was different. A lot of people didn't know that the new boy on the stable leading the change process was Peter.
Okay.
And at that time, a lot of them thought that money could make any difference. And they have seen that money could not do anything different. Actually, what we should be talking about now is to retake the stolen mandate of Peter. Peter won the election in 2023.
Okay.
And that stolen mandate by of Peter must be restored in the 2027 election. Atiku is not in any way going to be the person that will represent that vision of Peter. And look, let us face it, Atiku has no message compared to Peter in any way you can see it. There is no comparison between Atiku and Peter. I have worked with Atiku before. He was the presidential candidate of Action Congress in 2007, and I was the governorship candidate of Action Congress in 2007 for Imo State. So we've worked very closely. I've known him very closely. This is not time for him to be in the race. This is time for Peter Obi to be in the race, and Peter is the only person who can galvanize ADC to win the election.
Well, good. That's a lot of people want to hear that, especially from the Southeast zone.
No, it's not Southeast thing. It's a nationwide thing. There are people calling me from the North. Okay. There are people calling me from the South. There are people calling me from the Middle Belt. Okay. So people should not be reducing the Peter phenomenon to Southeast. The people who we are celebrating his birthday in Warri are not Igbo people. The people who are attacking Okwebele in Edo are not Igbo people. It's Edo people that are taking on Okwebele. So every day I receive calls from people across the country to say, we are happy to be part of this process. Your party, the ADC, should ensure that they give the ticket to Peter Obi. And I think everybody is waking up to it. Whether it is Northeast or Northwest or North Central, everybody knows that the way to go for ADC, the way forward for ADC is going to be and must be Peter Obi for president.
All right, that beautifully said. Now, let's look at something a little bit. People are worried. People are worried that Peter, with his clean demeanor and the message he has been passing, is associating with a lot of people whom people think that he's not supposed to be associating with. What can you tell us? The likes of Verify, who has vocally criticized Peter Obi in all manner of shape and all that. Even the last presidential election, we also saw his antecedents towards Peter Obi. A whole lot of people feel that him associating himself with these people is going to demarket him more. What do you say about that?
I don't agree with those people. There is what we called right to freedom of association.
Yeah?
Peter is not going to isolate people because he's not going to rule the land of the saints. Nigeria is a country of the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you're coming to be a change agent, you're not coming to change the good only.
Okay.
So you're also coming to change the bad, and you're also coming to change the ugly. So if you're coming to change the bad and the ugly, why would you refuse to associate with them? How are you going to change them if they are not part of the process of what you're coming to serve? So I don't agree with people thinking that, oh, these people criticized Peter in the past, so why should Peter be with them? That is the nature of politics. It's just like saying that when you go to church, you want to see only the righteous people. Is it possible? Absolutely no. So you're going to meet the good, the bad, and the ugly in the church. And then you now, if you are now a clean person who needs to convert people, you will only convert the bad amongst you. You are not going to be converting the good amongst you.
All right. Definitely, social media doesn't forget, and they have pulled out former governor's Emeka Ihedia's comment against Peter Obi during the last 2023 elections, and they're also using that against his association with Emeka Ihedia. Is Emeka Ihedia now on the same page with Peter Obi in this project?
Emeka is certainly a member of ADC, and Emeka does understand and appreciate the need why Peter Obi has to be the candidate of ADC for the 2027 presidential election.
All right, that's great. Everybody, you've heard it from our Honorable Uche Onyagocha, who is a founding member of the ADC coalition, former governorship aspirant, and of course a former House of Assembly member. He knows it all. So when you want to ask questions, you are free to ask questions when I open up the phone lines. Comrade Salvatore is still here. Salvatore, do you share Honorable sentiment as well?
Which sentiments? He has expressed several sentiments. I've been listening to him keenly.
There will be everything about the OB angle.
On the OB angle, I share his sentiments 110%. I share the sentiments because it is time for Nigerians to come to the realization that what transpired in 2023 was an absolute 100% electoral banditry. And that being the case, if Nigeria is actually serious about reconciliation, as was the case in the pacification of the Southwest via the emergence of Obasanjo as president after the death of Abiola in detention, then this country should express that seriousness to the global village by returning, now listen to me carefully, I said returning the stolen mandate to the people, the Nigerian people, whom the stolen mandate was stolen from in 2027. They should return the stolen mandate in 2027. It was stolen in 2023. If you're talking about national reconciliation, the only way, reasonable, acceptable way to go now is to say, well, we are collectively guilty via interactive complicity in 2023. We have now decided to go for atonement of sins, electoral, political sins.
All right.
And that prompts me now to ask Honorable Onyagocha this question, because that question has been bugging my mind since 2022, when the information got to me about 9 months before Atiku Abubakar emerged as their presidential flag bearer. I was in several arguments. In fact, at their headquarters here in Imo State, I was saying, look. Why do you people want to bring up Atiku Abubakar to fly your flag in PDP? Back then, of course, Ihedioha and Onyagocha were in PDP. And I had heated arguments at their Imo State headquarters office with some of the ESCOs. And I told them, as I was departing, I said, listen, if Abubakar Atiku emerges as your flag bearer, your party will be struck by a thunderstorm that will leave all of you running helter-skelter for shelter in some other political parties. And that is what has been happening ever since. You know, there have been refugees in other political parties. Some have fled to APC and all of that. And so the point is, I want to ask, Honorable Onyagocha, what was your position in 2023 when your party committed the political blunder, the electoral blunder, of producing an Atiku Abubakar to come and take the turn or the right of southern Nigeria in 2023?
In 2023, what determined who became what was more a function of money. Who paid the highest amount of money to delegates. And that's why we are saying that in 2027, it's not going to be determined by money. And that's why we're saying that in 2027, all this talk about free and fair primaries is not going to be allowed to be subsumed in who pays the highest amount of money to delegates. 2027 is about the salvation of the future of Nigeria.
So how do you make sure that doesn't happen, the money exchange?
That is why certain principled positions must be taken now, one of which includes that the ticket must be zoned to the appropriate zone. Once you zone it to the appropriate zone, it will reduce all this whole attempt as using money to buy delegates. Because if you don't leave it, if you don't zone it to the appropriate zone, then those who know that it is not the opportunity, it is not the turn of their zone, will be working hard to use money to induce people to vote for them. Okay. So that's why we are insisting ADC must zone their presidential ticket to the south. And then when it comes to south, everybody knows that Southwest have been there through Obasanjo. South has been there through Jonathan. But if Amechi chooses to contest against Peter, he's welcome to do so.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, so if that does not happen, if the zoning is not sent to the southeast,
then ADC will be in crisis.
Okay.
That I can tell you for certain.
All right.
If they run into that storm and they are not able to resolve it, that's the beginning of their crisis. In fact, that will mark the beginning of their end. They have no choice in the matter.
All right. So I wanted to also ask two questions on this before we move on. First, the North is afraid that it's only 4 years remaining for the South. And if Peter Obi takes it, likely he will want to go for 8 years. And if he wins the election, definitely that's one of their fear. They know that it's guaranteed after Tinubu that he's going to go back to the North. So how is he not going to do about that? That is one question. The second question, I'd like to take both of them pari passu, is the fact that Peter Obi is not a member of the ADC as a party. He's still a member of the Labour Party, and the ADC constitution clearly states that you must be a member of their party. What can you tell us on that front if Peter Obi ditching the Labour Party for the ADC as a party before that primary that has been touted to happen?
I don't think that Peter should ditch the Labour Party for ADC without the issue of zoning clarified.
Okay.
So once the issue of zoning is clarified, then he can proceed to obtain the membership of ADC. For now, he's one of the leaders that have made this coalition possible.
Okay.
That is now causing people to be attracted. Once the ADC clarifies the issue of zoning as to who should produce the presidential ticket, I think that should be the appropriate time for him to move from whichever party he is, Labour Party or whatever, and join the ADC formally. Because if he joins now, I don't think it would be appropriate for him to say, oh, that he did agree with whatever decisions that were taken and start moving out later. So nobody should be worrying about whether he joins or not.
Okay.
The principal issue is sort out the question of zoning. Once you sort it out, then Peter can fully come on board, and then the game will begin. On the other question, remind me, you talked about...
I mean the 4 years issue with the North and South.
A good friend of mine from Kanu told me that they believe that Peter is an honorable man and that he will respect the 4-year tenure, which he has now said in the open. Because all this period, people say, oh, I agreed on I reached an agreement on a 4-year tenure. But in the case of Peter, having said it in the national radio, where everybody participated, it is an agreement with the whole world. No, everybody knows that Peter is too honorable to renege on it. But the big campaign against Peter at the moment on that issue is that, oh, he's going to perform so well. We know that given the opportunity, he will so excel. And if he so performs and excels, it will be the mass of the Nigerians who will then be insisting that he must take another 4 years. So I say, how can you use your anticipated view that this man will perform excellently well as a president to use to work against him? That is the more reason why you must encourage him.
So it's kind of funny. So you are just people who are now even anticipating what people are anticipating and working against that.
Fine. So you can't use your anticipated good works that the man is going to do to use it as something that will serve against him. You should even be grateful that you think on the same wavelength with him and you agree that he will perform well.
All right. Well, the people have been calling non-stop. They want to ask questions or add their own voice to the conversation. So let's, if you want to ask the Honorable any question that is bothering you concerning the coalition, your time starts now. Let's get some calls. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Hello, good morning, Barry.
Is that Caritas?
This is my story. This is my song. To connect to Barry. It's a very difficult thing. Yeah, it's Caritas.
Good morning.
At last. I've gotten you. Hi, Barry, good morning.
Good morning to you, man.
Good morning, my learned brothers in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm not learned, please. Correction, I'm not learned. I'm not a lawyer.
Barry, if repentance has come now as to sanitize ABC, give for what Baristonia Gocha is saying, glory be to God. Now, Barry, please, I want to digress a little bit and make a plea to great Nigerian teachers. Great Nigerian teachers, please help us. Teach our children basic arithmetic, counting, and place value. Let them know the number of digits that come under unit, tens, 100, thousands, million, billion, trillion, to save us further national embarrassment. In order for us not to be reduced, our educational system not to be reduced more and more.
You're trained shoots at Akbaba,
for the time being, this is what I have for you. I'll come back.
Thank you, Caritas. Oh, these people just throw baskets on Okpebolo anyhow they like these days. This man. All right, the issue, a lot of people are calling and asking why is it that the Southeast leaders are not talking over this threat to Peter Obi. What can you say about that?
No, many are already talking. So many Southeast leaders have spoken. I have been on some media houses to speak on this issue, both on online radio stations. Many have spoken. But of course, if
the governors in particular have not been speaking.
No, the governors are members of the same party with Okpebolo, so they are tongue-tied. But if the people of Edo State, whom Okpebolo claims to represent, are already speaking out and taking him on, I might as well leave them to sort it out with him.
All right.
Have you not heard that the man has taken a leave of absence?
The bus was too much.
Well, he stepped on it.
All right, let's get another caller. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
I don't know whether we are quarreling, but please forgive me. Our honorable Chifonya Gocha, we have been following you wherever you go. Well, thank you so much for always willing to educate us and enlighten us. This is one man that I call from the Bumuri. I want to ask a question. Yesterday I was watching channel by 11 where we saw the ADC only representative in the, I think, House of Representatives now from, I think, Kogi, where he was answering questions. And he said that the coalition, they haven't even know the people that hijacked it. I know that he had been brought because at the end of that program, he hijacked, he was campaigning for Tinubu, even when the moderator later understand where he was headed. But I want to ask this simple question. We still saw this problem between our brother Okonkwo, who tell us that Obi is not qualified, Atiku is more this and that. We have seen him too. In all this drama we are seeing, do you believe that ADC will not be defeated in court, so that it will not be a party that Nigerians rely on at the end? Because today the leadership is still having problems. Most of their problem is in the case, in the court. What are you saying concerning that? Even when the only representative they have is not with the party. Two, I want to ask, we see what Okonkwo played the other day. I don't know whether because of the Jeep or whatever article have brought to him. Igbos, because in 2023 general election, we saw West, Abasanjo being in round of Obi. We in the Southeast here was far from him. This time, what are you suggesting? Can you mention some people who are willing to join this our brother? Because we know that we are going to president come in this country.
But Namdi, you're not asking too many questions. Who trying to wait answer?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you, Brian Namdi.
I want to say with due respect that Okonkwo is entitled to his view on Peter Obi. And if he has decided to move on to support another person instead of Peter, nobody should quarrel with him about it. Because the same way that he has chosen not to support Peter, so many other people from Atiku's home state are also supporting Peter.
Okay.
That is the way of politics. So I don't want us quarreling about it. For every new person that comes out to support Atiku, there will be 10 new persons supporting Peter Obi, because Peter is the real change agent, and then we should focus on it. However, what we want to do is to ensure that the Obi movement is a total mass movement, because to defeat an incumbent party in power, you can only do that through a mass movement which people believe in and which must be very electrifying. And I believe that Peter is the only person who can make this possible for ADC. As per some members of the ADC supporting Tinubu, I think it's also normal in our kind of polity, because there are many people in APC today who have been calling me to say, look, we are with you people. We are coming to join you, and we are going to work for you. There are several people in APC today who are not going to support Tinubu in the coming election, who will certainly support Peter Obi. They are reaching out to us. So the same way as there are people who are in old ADC moving towards Tinubu, so are there many people in APC moving towards Peter Obi and ADC. And I think that is the way of politics.
Okay, let's look at some litigation factors here. The former presidential candidate, Kachuku Demobi, has been everywhere talking against the leadership. There has been leadership crisis in ADC before now, where they have been in court, saying that Ralph Nwosu's tenure had already elapsed since, and since it was Ralph Nwosu who handed over the structure of the ADC to the present leadership of David Mark and Aregbesola and the rest of them. So are we not going to have this same issue that happened in Labour Party, where Arabambi and what's the other one, Apampa or Apapa or whatever his name is, and of course Julius Abure and other factors? So are we not going to have similar situation we did now that at just the very beginning of the coalition? How do you deal with that issue?
I want you to understand this issue clearly. This is Tinubu and his agents at work. Okay. There is no Kachiku. Tinubu and his agents have been the one recruiting all these people to cause trouble in Labour Party, to cause trouble in PDP, and now to cause trouble in ADC. But let us look specifically to the case of ADC. What is the ground on which Kachuku is making the argument that he contested election with the party in 2023? Does the fact of him contesting election with the party in 2023 make him the owner of the party?
No.
At the end of the election, does it still make him the presidential candidate of the party? At the end of the election, he would neither be the presidential, he would neither remain the presidential candidate or the aspirant. He's a former presidential candidate. So if he's interested in contesting in ADC, he can come in and apply his intention to contest.
But there are factions in ADC now. So what do you do with the factions? Because it may go to litigation. Just like you say, there are agents from the federal government led by Tinubu and the co. Who would want this thing to go to litigation? And as a lawyer and as a barrister who has seen all these things happen in the Nigerian polity and cases, don't you think this may be used against emergence of ADC as a strong contender?
We will only be worried about this because the judiciary has collapsed.
Okay.
The judiciary has gone to the dogs at all levels. And that's why these kind of actions come up. Because if judiciary were to be the judiciary, of course, they have already made 2 precedents in the past where they told the litigating people in PDP that, no, it's none of our business. Go sort out your problem. Labour Party came, go and sort out your problem. We don't want you coming to the court. Party leadership, go and solve your problem. So Kachiku will then have to say where he falls in the party leadership, whether he's the national chairman or the national secretary or treasurer. So in what capacity is he going to go to court?
Including the youth wing and the youth leaders and the rest of them?
So are they challenging that they are the national chairman or national secretary?
But that's what has been in court.
Yeah, but like if you depose to an affidavit that you are the youth leader, are you then going to say that being the youth leader, you should be given the national chairmanship position? I know as a fact that Ralph Wosu is the founder and leader of this party. And he registered this party as far back as 2006 or 5. Yeah, it's been a long, long time. So all these people who are suddenly woken up are agents of the APC administration, are agents of Tinubu, and agents of Tinubu's agents to go and destabilize the other political parties. What is their game plan? Tinubu is not prepared to contest election with anybody in 2027. Tinubu wishes he can squeeze every other party out of existence so that he will be a sole candidate. That is his dream, because he does not have the energy to go around the country for campaign. He does not have any message with which to go to the country for campaign. All his promises, he has failed on all of it. We still have a lot of them on video where he says, if I am not able to deliver on electricity, don't vote for me again. Has he delivered? He can't deliver on electricity, he can't deliver on economy, he cannot deliver on insecurity, he cannot deliver on nothing. So he is afraid of contesting election with anybody. More so, he is afraid of contesting against Peter, who is very energetic, who, like MTN, will be everywhere you go, Peter will be. So part of the way forward for him is to create sponsor many people as possible, to create as much crisis as possible in all these political parties. And people are anticipating it, and there will be appropriate response.
All right, that's great, everybody. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. You can watch directly there, sending your comments and sending your questions. I prefer you can send the questions so that we can read them out quickly, because if I give you time, people will talk longer and then we will not get as much as we can from Honorable. Now that he's here, if you have any question, please do ask right now. We have some messages that are flowing in. Let's see if we can take those messages. This one says, good morning, Barry, and to our guest in the studio. My name is Felix Nwozu from Umuahi Mbieri. ADC Coalition and Peter Obi is the right man to rescue Nigeria and Nigerians from this present bloody, testy government. Thanks. That's how he puts it. And, of course, this is sending me a video. Don't send me a video, please. I've told you several times, do not send me videos. There's nothing I'm going to do with it right here on air. All right? This one says, good morning, Majestic Barry and the gentleman in the studio. I strongly believe in the plans of the ADC, but one thing must be established. If Mr. Peter Obi should be used as the flag bearer of the ADC, the widespread gossip that ADC has decided to pick up the selfish Atiku as its flag bearer should be cleared and assured, as any decision to pick Atiku against Peter Obi will carry the coalition to hit the rocks. Peter Obi will surely make it, as he is being propelled by his personality and not party. He made it even without structures in 2023, where his mandate was clearly stolen. So Peter Obi should move on. God is with him. Isn't Lady Julie Nosike sent in that one? This other one said, good morning, Mr. Barry, and our distinguished Senator, Onyagocha, and elucidate, that's how he puts it, journalist. God bless ADC because his arrival is shaking mountains. ADC remained a good rescue mission platform, and His Excellency Obi should be leading Nigeria among Nigerians to reclaim Nigerian mandate from APC. ADC should give best hands as PDP did in 1998 and 1999. They should avoid tribalism, ethnic bigots, and money bags politics. ADC is on rescue mission. God bless ADC. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thanks. He said, thanks. Dr. Amor Emmanuel sent in that one. All right, if you have any question, please send in that question. This other one said, good morning, Mr. Barry Cosmas, the one on radio. My question to Nigeria is, the Nigerian Constitution and the Senate rules, which is superior to the order, how can the Senate President place the Senate rules over the Constitution of the country? The court has ruled over the matter before it. Akpabio and Natasha, the law is supreme, and the court has spoken. Let justice prevail. Enough of this legislative rascality. Elder Charles Ibemere sent in that one. That reminds me, this issue of Nigerian Senate, as it stands, the Nigerian Senate has also okayed over $21 billion to be borrowed by the Tinubu administration again. If we're having a Senate and a legislative house that has become a rubber stamp, and they are the ones that control most of the states right now, how do you fight that?
Well, there's nothing you can do if majority of the senators and the members of House of Representatives are from the same party as Mr. President. If he puts any proposal or bill requiring for support to enable him borrow money, definitely it will sell through. It's what they put the money into use at the end of the day that you can question. And we have seen that under Tinubu, they have never really utilized any money in the interest of the people. So the people will have to pay for it at the end of the day. So that's the more reason why the people should react using their vote in 2027 to vote out these people who took loads of loans and didn't use it to govern the people.
So the whole issue of electoral reforms and all that has been going on and on and on, what is the ADC doing to make sure these loopholes, things like glitches and the rest of them, how are you going to tackle that? Because that's where Nigerians are more worried, not the voting. Because the last time they voted, according to them, Nigerians are saying their vote didn't count. The biomedia voter reader and the rest of them, the beavers, they didn't work the way Nigerians were expecting. We saw pictures of people on the IREV. We saw mutilated result sheets and all that. No, especially the Labour Party didn't have, what are they called, agents all over Nigerian polling units. Is the ADC already taking care of that? And how do they intend to make sure that the Electoral Act is followed to the letter without hitches or glitches?
I will say that presently there is no electoral reform that is being touted by the present National Assembly. And I want to also add that nobody should take any electoral reform coming from this present National Assembly seriously. The only serious electoral reform that we should all be compelled to support now is to admit that INEC is incapable of being independent. What you call independent INEC as of today are members of APC hiding in INEC and pretending to be independent. I have therefore said, and I want people to support this view, that every political party has to be given the opportunity to have representation in INEC from the national to the world. That is the only sure guarantee to free and fair election. If your party then decides, your party agent decides to betray you, there's nothing anybody can do about it. But at every stage of INEC, there must be representatives of every political party participating in that election, scrutinizing every process and being satisfied that every process is going to allow for a free and fair election. Once we do that, then that will be the end of election.
So what's the game now? Because we know that Mahmoud Yakubu's tenure would elapse before the 2027
Mahmoud
election.
Yakubu is the chief election rigger in Nigeria. He's incapable of conducting a free and fair election.
That's what we're saying now.
Tainted.
Okay.
Now, but when you have a regime that is so corrupt like the APC that is a beneficiary of election rigging, there is no way they can guarantee free and fair election. The only way you can win free and fair election, therefore, is through mass action, through robust struggle that will insist that this cannot happen. And this is the reason why we are saying that Peter Obi needs to be elected the president of Nigeria in 2027. Because Peter is the only person who, if he's elected as president of Nigeria, will guarantee electoral reform. He is the only person who, if he's elected as president of Nigeria, will guarantee that there will be no more rigging of elections in Nigeria. He is the person who, if he's elected as president of Nigeria, will not use talks to bully anybody or encourage electoral malpractice. He's the only person who can guarantee that the judiciary be reformed to allow for a respect of the views and opinions of Nigeria.
Okay, let's
Why?
come back
Because he has benefited from this in the past.
Let's come back home a little bit. In Imo State here, are you contesting any of the seats, senatorial, governorship, and anywhere? Or is Emeka here thinking of using the ADC platform to launch back his governorship ambition?
I would say that Emeka is interested in contesting for governor. I am primarily now focused on helping to fight for Peter Obi to be elected president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come 2027.
Okay.
But I have not taken any personal decisions about myself and my political ambition. But my political ambition is to join the struggle, to work hard in the struggle, to ensure that Peter Obi gets elected as president of Nigeria.
All right. It's still in Imo State. A lot of people are not very clear of the structure of how ADC is aligned with the recent realities that are happening in the political setup. So what can you tell us concerning the Imo State ADC coalition? Because as it stands now, a lot of people have been hearing rumor here and there of people wanting to join. Some people are blocking them, things like that. What can you tell us about that?
I can tell you for certain that nobody is in any position to block anybody from joining the ADC in Imo State.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to join ADC in Imo State is welcome to do so. Now, the structures of the party are in the process of being set up.
Okay.
So you can yourself declare your membership openly for ADC so that once the structures are put in place, you can now be part of the team, obtaining your membership card and having your name entered in the membership register. And then there will be congresses. Most of those who will emerge in the leadership at the moment will still be interim because so many people are expected to join the ADC. And as many people as come to join the ADC must be accommodated. It will be about accommodating all the different interests in the ADC. Because
is that not willing to boil over?
Well, if it is boiling over, that means it's becoming a mass movement. Everybody is going to struggle for space. If it is so cheap and ordinary, then it's not going to be a team that can win election. But once it's boiling over, everybody knows that, look, you're getting close to winning.
I hope the youth are not going to be shortchanged, because when you put the nomination form ticket so very, very high, the youth may not be able to join the train.
I will be one of those who will strongly fight for a lower amount of money for aspirants to enable ordinary people to pick their forms and win the elections where they are popular, because I happen to be one of those who benefited from this when I ran for election in House of Representatives in APGA in 2003. I didn't have much money.
All right. Well, our time is up for this conversation. I want to thank you very much, Honorable Uche Onyagocha, former Secretary to the Government of Imo State and National Assembly member representing, I think that's Owerri constituency.
Owerri West, North, and Owerri Municipal.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any final words before we go?
I want everybody to have confidence in himself and believe that these aspirations of ours to get a proper person elected as president of Nigeria is possible. Don't be deceived into believing that it is not possible that the election will be rigged. No, it will not be rigged. Don't be deceived into this whole talk that a section of the country knows politics better than the other. That's not true. Don't allow yourself to be boxed into the fact that P2B is a Southeast phenomenon. Peter has become a national phenomenon. As an agent of change in Nigeria today, who has been embraced by youths across the nation. And I believe that if we work very hard and turn the whole process into a mass movement, victory will be guaranteed and a new Nigeria will be possible, where we can move the economy, like Peter has said, from consumption to production.
Thank you very much, Honorable Uche Onyagocha. Thank you for coming. Comrade Salvatore, we had to focus talking with Uche Honorable today, but thank you for coming, Comrade.
You're welcome.
All right, that's it for today on the show. Let's do this again tomorrow for another round of Straight Talk. My name is Barry Cosmas. Sorry for not taking your messages. For those of you, you can continue the conversation on our social media handle. Bye-bye for now. See you when you see me. Bye-bye. And it's time for us. It's time for us to go straight to our customer, our client, to have this conversation with our client. Just a few minutes.